is going on, guys, and welcome into this video. Today we're going over just a whole bunch of different news going on in the NFL right now. We're in a weird part of the offseason where things are changing, but not a lot has really happened yet, but we have all these rumors spiraling. The combine just ended. Either way, before we get into this video, let me remind you, we are on our way to 1,000 subs. Help me get there, and someone will get a free jersey of their choice, standard jersey as it is. And then also, don't forget to go to w.gg, use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order of any of their products, the energy drinks, the merch, whatever you want, 10% off. Make sure to check out w.gg, and let's get right into this video. So to start, we have our first bit of news. Zach Wilson is going to be giving permission to seek a trade of his own. Yep, that's about it. Yeah, I don't know who's going to give up what for him, but yeah. Also, I moved into a new house. Yeah, if you don't notice that, awesome. It's great. Not a lot better situation. A lot better setup, period. Either way, Zach Wilson, trade. Jason Kelce did officially retire. Very emotional retirement speech he gave. One of the greats in terms of offensive linemen of all time, definitely one of the best centers of all time, will be thoroughly missed, and let's see what the Eagles do. They say that Cam Jurgens is their next center in line. We'll see about that, but either way, yeah, not the best for the Eagles, considering he is a pretty big foundational piece of that team. Then, Russell Wilson officially cut by the Broncos, or will be in about a week now. He's going to be a cheap option because no one's going to pay him any more than a league minimum. It's just what it is. It's what the value is going to be. And anything else he makes, it's just taken away from how much the Broncos pay him. So if you're Russ, why not just make the Broncos pay you as much as possible? In terms of where he goes, I kind of think he might end up in, maybe Pittsburgh, honestly. Maybe Atlanta. Maybe Minnesota if Kirk Cousins leaves Minnesota. Either way, that's Russ. And also, Mike Evans has been extended. 2 years, $52 million, $26 million a year. It's not really all that much. There's incentives laden into this deal that make it not that bad. But either way, it is a lot of money for a 30-year-old receiver. We'll see if he can outlast his contract. He's a very physical guy. It may not turn out the best for him. The next thing we have is Justin Fields has no trade value right now. Nobody wants him. And I told you guys that's how it would happen. He's not that good of a quarterback. We've established that. We know that. He's not good. Only thing he's proven in his career so far is that he's just not that good. And he's taken 3 years and improved not any, if at all. And it's just, why would anybody want him? Pittsburgh, they might take a flyer on him over Kenny Pickett, who's played a year and a half, versus Fields, who's played 3. Well, he's already older than Fields by 3 months. It's not that serious. And quarterbacks last so long today that doesn't make a difference. Terry Bradshaw took 5 years to become something. Kenny Pickett's played a year and a half. I'm not saying Kenny Pickett's the answer. I don't think he is. But there's more reason to give him a chance than there is Justin Fields. Next, we go to Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta. Maybe actually leaving Minnesota and giving Russell Wilson a place to go. I don't know how to really think about that right now, but the steam is building there. His wife's family lives down towards Atlanta. I believe she went to Georgia, the University of Georgia. There's a lot going there. He apparently just wants to move his family down there in general. Whether he plays there or not is apparently what it looks like. But why not play where you're going to live? I don't know. Seems like a very big, swing for Kirk Cousins. To move down to Atlanta, seems like it's happening. The next thing I have is Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, all going to be free agents. And the problem with this is free agency is a supply and demand game. Right now, there is a major supply of running backs, quality running backs. Saquon, Jacobs, Swift, Pollard, all quality. Henry, still very good, but he's getting up there in age, so he's going to be looking at a bit of a different scenario. But they're all quality guys, some more than others, but still quality nonetheless. So you have all these guys who are on the market available, but not enough teams to pick them up. And, unless they go back to their old teams, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The running back position is truly, overvalued, or whatever you want to say it is. Undervalued, but properly valued at the same time. It's justifiable is the point. Because Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler is another one. There's not a guy for any reason that should be paid for any reason, because there you can find them. You just simply can. Guys Eckler, a free agent, when he had some of the best years of, the NFL in the last few years. Then you have, I'm blanking right now, Pacheco. He was a backup, a late-round pick. Excuse me, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first-round pick. Pacheco's a starter. You just don't have to get them. They're not that high pedigree that matters. Next up, the Seattle Seahawks are making some massive changes. Cutting Jamal Adams, cutting Diggs, their other safety, and also cutting staple tight end Will Dissly. This is a big deal for them because I told you guys that the Seahawks were not going to be in the right spot, the best spot that they could be, and that's where they are right now. They're not going to be winning very soon. Geno is not a guy who's going to win in the playoffs. He's just not a guy who's going to get you to a Super Bowl, period. Not to mention, you're got a pretty bad front seven. The corners are in a good spot, but the safeties, they're not. Not to mention, you're losing both of your starting safeties now. You can argue Julian Love is the starter at this point over Adams, but that's not really that great of a player. Diggs being gone, he's a little older, but that's a big problem now. Outside of corner, you have nothing on your defense, assuming you're not bringing back, Bobby Wagner, maybe. And if you do, he's already as old as he is. It's going to be a problem. Will Dissly, not a huge loss, but just been a guy around the Seattle Seahawks for years now. So, yeah, between the lack of quarterback talent, the lack of interior offensive line talent, and the defense outside of Witherspoon and Woolen, not looking great in Seattle right now. Next, the tag, we have a lot of guys getting tagged. Primarily Josh Allen and Brian Burns are the new tag guys. They're tagged at their teams, and they're probably going to stay there. I assume Josh Allen will be a Jaguar. I figure they're going to get that deal done. Brian Burns, I'm a little bit more skeptical of. He's been wanting out for a while. I see more reason for him to leave because he's on the Carolina Panthers at that. But depending on what they do, they may let Brian Burns go. And I don't think it would be a bad idea. You can get a lot out of him. Also, Calvin Ridley will be a free agent. And somehow he's deemed as a wide receiver 1 once again. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. What are we doing? Calvin Ridley came into last year, had so much hype. And I was sitting here telling you guys, why are we banking on Calvin Ridley, who hasn't played in 2 years, but now we're thinking he was going to be a top receiver in the league this year? Ridiculous. He wasn't a top receiver in the league before he left for 2 years. Just doesn't make any sense, man. And then, Christian Wilkins will be a free agent as well. He will be heavily sought after. And Dalton Schultz, a guy taken off the free agent market already, got re-signed to the Texans, 3 years, $36 million, $12 million a year. Solid signing for them. They need to go get one of those running backs, though. They're the only team, I think, right now who really can afford and should go get a running back from this market. Go get a Saquon, go get a Josh Jacobs, somebody. Go get one of them and make that big stride. Help the running game for CJ Stroud. Either way, that is going to be it for this video. Just a rundown of all the up-to-date news in the NFL. Lots of things happening. Lots of things will happen. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Let me know what you think about all these topics down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe as we are on our way to our jersey giveaway at 1,000 subs, and I will see y'all in the next video.